Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Before we started, if you're wondering why I have this puzzle in front of me, well, please check the previous video where I'm gonna tell you why. And if you belong to this category, please subscribe because any small support is a huge help for a little guy like me. In today's videos, we're gonna talk about the top 10 games that are perfect for lunchtime. What I mean by that? I mean like I tested more than 30 games during my lunchtime with my colleagues and see which one worked the best. I consider time, I consider weight, and I consider the number of player. Well, number of player because you may work in a medium or big company, even if it's a small one. Definitely, you may have more than four colleagues, so you want to engage with as many as possible. Not everyone will like to play, but you want to have the opportunity to welcome anyone to the game. Then length. I don't know about you, but I have about 1 hour to eat and play at the same time if we want to do that. So we cannot play big games like Twilight Imperium or Root. Yes, I know you're saying that you and your friends can play Root in less than 45 minutes. Well, you need to explain the rules of Root. So even if it's that the case, you will not be able to play with your colleagues. And so I try also to put together games of different types, not only party games, so definitely go very well with a lot of people, but also really board games and card games and all that kind of stuff. And I also gathered the information from my colleagues and their comments, which one they liked the most, which one they asked me to bring it back to work. And so that is how I make this list. It's not my preference. These are mostly the games, yes, that I enjoy, but those that have the greatest success with my colleagues. And before we start with number 10, an honorable mention, Fast Love. This one, definitely people liked it. I put it not in the top 10 because it ran out a little bit too long for my likings and also for our lunchtime. So unfortunately, this is a great game. It's from the 2 to 5 players, but a great team, but just a little bit too long to be played during lunchtime. And then now we started. And number 10, we have a classic party game that it really can host or can accommodate a large group of people, especially if you have the expansion. And this is Deception Modern Hong Kong. This is a implementation or a remake, all this kind of deduction, social deduction games like Avalon or Werewolf. You have forensic scientist who knows who is the murderer is, and the murderer has used a weapon and has last evidence. This weapon and evidence are cards. Every player at the table has a hand of cards. Some of are red for the weapon, and some of them are blue for the evidence. The murder that has been selected randomly tells the forensic scientists which one is the murder weapon and which one is the evidence. And so there's only one player at the table that knows that information. If you play with experienced player or if you use special characters, you may have other players knowing that information. And so the forensic scientist needs to put pawns on the table to guide the other investigator to find who the murderer is. And the beauty about this game is one, it's fast, and two, you don't need to lie. You can sit at the table if you need to like. There's gonna be someone that is gonna run the game in terms of, oh, it's going to be, oh, John has this and that, so have to be the murder because the forensic scientist has said is in the park. So John has the leaf and has the mud, and someone else says, no, wait a second, Katrina has the hatchet or the machete and has the torch, the flashlight. These are items that you use in the park when it's dark. And no, there's all this debate. You can accuse, you can use a token to say this is the solution, and the game goes very fast. Lots of laugh. Always this type of games work very well. Again, no, you don't need to lie. Even if you are shy, you can just sit there and participate and maybe just give your hypothesis. Or if you are the murderer, just sit there and enjoy and see how it turns out. Number 10, Deception Martyrdom of Kong. Number 9, we have a game that I was surprised, honestly, how well it went, and I quickly went. And this is Mission Red Planet second edition. I know there's a third edition, but I don't know what's the difference. If you know, please let me know in the comment below. In Mission Red Planet is an area control, and I really like the mechanism where you have a hand of cards that tell you what you're gonna do. During your turn, you select one card, and then those cards will get revealed simultaneously and will be triggered in descending order. The sooner you start, so the higher the number is, the least interesting power is, but you are almost guaranteed that you will be able to put astronauts on the spaceship ready to go to Mars, or you can manipulate other stuff. The lowest number cards have very good powers, but you may not have spot for your astronaut to get to the spaceships. All the spaceships may already be launched by the time you can play that card. So there is this balance. There is also some special things that can happen at the end of the game when you start scoring, but this is area control, selecting the cards, and sabotage here and there, very much like Fight Duty likes in his games. And this game flies. Really, there are 9 rounds, but this game is really, really quick because you have this very fast simultaneous action selection. The power card is written there, nothing too convoluted, and it is a lot of fun. You can play very well up to 6 people. We played at 6 people, and it worked like a charm. Number 9, Mission Red Planet. And number 8, we have also, I will say, area control, sabotage. You will see a theme is obviously for non-gamers, and sabotage and very confrontational games are very, very popular. And this is Ratus. In Ratus, you represent people that need to survive the plague that goes around Europe. And so during your turn, you try to put your people there, protect yourself, and at the same time, you move the plague to kill other people. And you can have special powers that allow you to put more people or protect them more, but at the same time, you get more vulnerable to be affected by the plague. Also, this game very, very quick. It's language independent, so no really nothing to read. Simple rules: you put the character, or you pick a special character, and then you move the pawn on the plague, and you resolve and see which character die. There's a lots of bluff. There is, it's very also very, very confrontational. You need to know that it's going to happen, and that is Ratus. At number 7, we have another party game. This is a spin-off, or this is a take on Dixit, and this is Detective Club. I'm gonna put this little guy here, the Noir expansion, because the Noir expansion gives you the main game in a little box. Yes, you don't have the tokens, you don't have the shield, doesn't matter. We played this game at the lunch when we went out for lunch together at the bar, and it worked very, very good. The idea that there is a clue giver, I don't remember the term, a clue giver that puts 2 cards together with one single word, and then tells that word to everyone except one person. And people needs to play 2 cards knowing the word, or if you are the person that doesn't know it, playing 2 cards trying to interpret what the clue giver was trying to do with their own first 2 cards. And then the clue giver tells what the word was, and everyone needs to justify the choices of the 2 cards. It's great. Even in this case, if you know the type of person that is not very skillful in coming up with excuses on the spot, the excuses say, oh, these are the only 2 cards that I had in my hand to make the two, to combine it to those 2 words is just fine. You will be surprised how many people are in the same situation. And so it goes very quickly. Yes, there's some scoring conditions, but we didn't play with that. It's just fun in a way it was. And that was number 7, Detective Club. At number 6, we have another simultaneous actor selection. This is a card game, and this is Valbara. This game works so well. You have very similar to Mission Red Planet, these cards with special powers, and you select them simultaneously, and then you reveal it. Lower numbers goes first, and every time you activate the power, and then you take a card from the floor, from the main board, and those cards that represent land, and you score in set collections type of thing. Every card has a different scoring. Most of the cards that you play from your clan score in a different way. Very simple, very quick, very confrontational. This is really a game that is it shines, and I was surprised how much game there is in the little box. It might remind you of Citadel, but with less take that, and something that I like. And this is number six, Valbara. At number five, we have a game that is chaos in terms of noise. It is always loud, and this is Ready Set Bet. In Ready Set Bet, you substantially bet on a horse race. A person rolls some dice, and you move the horses based on the die roll. And this is also there's also an app, a very nice app that can do the job for you. You can cast it on the screen, and everyone can play simultaneously. You simply bet who's gonna win, second, third, or other combos. There's some special power. Actually, I never messed up with those special power with my colleagues just because the base game works fine. We didn't have chances to dig it into. Many people are not into the hobby, or they don't pick these things very rapidly. So we said keep it lean, keep it simple, and this is a great success. And this is Ready Set Bet. At number four, we have King of Tokyo. This is like a Yahtzee style game where you roll dice to kill other monsters or score points based on sets and having energy to buy special cards, and it's much fun. Everyone has to some extent the notion of Yahtzee, and Yahtzee is a very successful game. It's very entertaining, and on that you stick a incredible theme like monster fighting each other, and its success. I like to play with a small tweak in the or a variant per se, that everyone gets an energy cube at the end of the turn, just to have more cards and powers showing up. It just goes quickly. You don't need to find the lightning ball with your roll. Even if you don't, you will end up with some energy eventually. So the market of the cards gets refreshed very quickly. It's a game that you can go for points, you can go for killing everyone. It's really your choice. There's lots of cheering, especially at the end. It's really, really quick, a very fun experience. And if you have the expansion power up, it's fine. I would not recommend it with colleagues, just because, again, you add complexity that is not necessary for the experience that you're looking for. And this is number four, King of Tokyo. And now, bronze medal for the top 10 games to play at lunchtime with colleagues, we have Zoo Vadis. This is a remake of Quo Vadis by Rene Canizia. In this game, you are trying to negotiate to bring your animals to the top of the zoo. In the meantime, you collect coins that will be your victory points. And it's so much fun. Very interactive, very quick in terms of negotiation, backstabbing, and really, really entertaining. It's maybe at the beginning, people would not do well, just because it's not intuitive for everyone. But the interaction, the communication, the laughing, the meta game that comes afterward during the work hours, it's really, really fun. Highly recommended. And this is Zuvalis. At number two, we have a classic. This classic is For Sale. If you have six people, this is the game to go. You shuffle some cards and you auction, I think it's 30 cards that represent houses from 1 to 30. 30 is the best. I mentioned one is a probably carton box in middle of the street. You auction money to get the best card possible, and after that you play simultaneously one card at a time to win money, which is trying to sell your house. Very simple concept, lots of fun, lots of trying to outthink what their opponents are trying to play. You remember that Samantha has number 30, you have 29. Should you play it now for the 10,000, or should you wait for the 20,000? You know that probably Samantha is waiting for the 20,000, so perhaps you need to play it right now. Or maybe there are gonna be 20,000 showing up together, so that's not a problem. Amazing game, super fun, super quick, This is number 2 for sale. And then number 1, we have a game that is a little bit too long for this category, but it works so well. It's been requested so many times, and this is Dodo's Riding Dinos Dodo Dash. This is the version that I brought just because there's more meat to the table, not too much to overcomplicate. I explained the game as it was. No, I didn't say this is an expansion or no implementation. Just I brought it up, show up, I said this is how it works, and everyone got it. What is it? It's Mario Kart on a board. You play a card simultaneously. This is probably a theme. If you play simultaneously, you have a quick game. You play a card simultaneously. This card will move your dino, and it can be normal card or it can be aggressive, so you can do more interesting stuff. But if there are too many aggressive cards played at the same time, then you don't trigger the special power. And then you have some reaction cards, the green cards that space up the race. In the board, you have area where you can boost your sprint, you have traps, you have special tiles that get revealed and things can happen. It's so much fun. And on top of that, you can shoot projectiles from opponents, flick meteorite, drop a meteorite, flick a banana. I don't remember what is the term for each item, but the feeling is pure fun. Is hilarious, and I'm really glad that this goes very well. I look forward for the next one. We may also do a tournament, how well it goes, and it works very well from 2 to 8 people, I believe, and it's so much fun. It plays definitely when you have a big group of 8 people on turn about 45 minutes, but if you are 6 or less, in half an hour you're done. We played on a shorter track. We don't care to go too long, and it's so much fun. Number 1 of the top 10 games to play at lunch with your colleagues is Dodo's Riding Dinos Dodo Dash. And here we have it. 10 amazing games that you can bring at work and introduce your hobby to your colleagues, or just spend half an hour after lunch chit-chatting, laughing on a Friday before going back to your home and enjoy your weekend. Did I miss anything? Do you recommend something? Do you play games with your colleagues? Please leave in the comment below. And if you made it so far, thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share with your friends. You know the drill. This is not your first YouTube video, am I right? Thank you very much, and see you next time. Ciao.